Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. About to wrap up this book, doing what I do for you. Ooh, we at page 150. We almost home. So let's do this thing. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission. I'm on it. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. And I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through? It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my be true. We at the end of the book where we're doing appendages. This is appendix number 2. Right thinkers, let's talk about Ari and Ariu. Like Haru. But there's 2 different forms of Ari and Ariu, I guess is plural. Let's talk about it. What is Ariu? What we right thinkers call Ariu is an Indian and karma word. And how does it operate in relations to human beings? Okay, we know that Ari means deed, action, something done, etc. Right? When a person performs any Ari or deeds, those deeds have impressions in their mind. A form of what they call residue. That means it hangs around. The memory of the action does not stay in the mind intact, but the residue does. It's a form of something that's hanging around, conceptually. But the residue is composed of what? A vague memory or a small portion of life force, energy, what? That associated with it. Something you did that you might pay attention to it, but it's still around, still there, be it good or bad. But Ariu are the what? Accumulated Ari, meaning deeds done over and over. Be they good or bad, you piling them up. You stacking them up, so to speak. It's always good to stack blessings. It ain't good to stack karma in the negative way, okay? You'll see. But if a sufficient amount or number of Ari impressions, if they are retained, a person develops, you ready? Strong feelings and desires toward getting those actions or objects associated with said action. When that desire to have something, to want something, it's not going to go away. Okay? You understand that? But a person may repudiate some object towards the action or objects associated with the action. Okay, so note, a person may repudiate some object or action or may love it, without even recalling an exact memory of it. Something just happened. Oh yeah, it felt good. What? From the Ariu, probably previous deeds or action that's done that you just simply think about. Okay? But that residue is responsible, and here we go, and it can carry over from what? Life to life. Meaning that same issue you had in the last life, if you didn't get enlightened, you come back, you can have another same issue. Unless you take care of it. And watch this. Now, the feeling of the Ariu can be powerful enough to what? To impel you towards what? A certain action. Now, that's where the ego is done got in the driver's seat, and you just gonna go along for the ride. And trust me, the ego don't know how to drive. And that is, watch this, that is to have what? A desire for something. Be it good or bad, you got to have it. That's the ego. That's in control now. You going to do or get it one way or another. And the accumulated energy can now become what? Powerful enough to compel you to do the action. Knowing it's wrong. Related to what? Said desires. I knew what I was doing was wrong. I just had to do it. I just had to do it. I did it. I paid for it too. So understand that. It ain't just the fact, yeah, while you doing it, it's probably gonna be fun. You probably enjoy it, probably get your little thing off. But there's a price to pay. There's the caveat to that. Now, Ariu remains what? Dormant. It don't do nothing until what is in your mind until it's stimulated. Just like the Kundalini serpent that lays dormant until you do a righteous act, it will automatically rise and start doing its thing. The same thing for your Ariu. Watch this. And it will now, well, yeah, it can put the person to action. So what impressions? Watch this. Now, it's powerful enough to compel you to do what? That action related to said desires. So the idea is, so controlling what impressions your Ariu residue go into and become lodged where in your unconscious mind is very important. Why? Because the impure mind full of what? Worldly Ariu, meaning a whole bunch of stuff going on, will just lead you, the person, to what? Ignorant, negative thoughts. And ain't nothing worse than an ignorant thought that you're going to act on, or a negative thought that you're going to act on. It's not going to end well for you. Ariu, again, remains dormant in your mind until something stimulates it by objects or action in the external world. Something that brings the memory back, that snaps you, and you remember, yeah. Or if, watch this, if it's strong enough, then will awaken what? Via internal activation by what? The force of your desires. If you're living for your desires, that's the ego. Okay? Pleasures of the flesh, monetary things, gaining possessions, things that you think is valuable, jewelry, whatever, but those are all negative things. Okay? But the thing that you do to accumulate them, to obtain them, is what you're going to be responsible for, because you're going to do some strange thing for a little change, like how they say. And you figure, well, I got to do what I got to do. Okay. Guess what? The principles feel the same way. When you got to go to judgment, they got to do what they got to do. Until then, watch this. Your Ariu will remain latent or inactive, meaning just waiting for the opportunity. That is the storehouse or your content of what? A person's unconscious mind. Meaning they ain't even thinking about it. It ain't even on his mind. But something will trigger it. That's what they're saying. But so as a person that may appear to be balanced, virtuous, and pure, they may contain those Ariu in what? In the unconscious mind that still need to be what? Purified. Mean dealt with one way or another. That person, watch this, may achieve advancements in some areas, okay? But if the worldly Ariu is not cleansed, they may be pulled back down to what? Their worldly sexual desires and pleasures and all negative activities that they said they weren't going to do no more. It's called backsliding. When you stop doing something thinking what you don't do, something gonna better happen, and it don't happen quick enough for you, what you gonna do? You revert back to what's familiar with, your MO. Man, I might well go ahead and start getting high again. Not getting high and doing nothing. I want at least I feel better. Moving on, that's that concept. But this has happened to many people. Again, been there too. So, some of the more popular examples are televangelists, oh, watch this, and your preachers or your Catholic priests who seem to be what? Holy and pious, all self-righteous, down on everybody for what they doing, pulling out everybody's stuff. But watch this, all of them, and yet are later what? Caught with prostitutes, transvestites, charges of molestation of children, pedophile, stealing church money. Come on, man, these are all bad things that people in good position will present to be something good that they do. It ain't nothing new. Come on, man. So it is important to follow the prescribed path, which is under proper guidance to achieve what? True cleaning. Following the disciplines should be done under the guidance of a qualified spiritual preceptor, aka master teacher or premier sage, so that what? You, the aspirant, may not go what? Astray on this path of Maya. With right tutors and purpose help you out, person preceptor help you out, you shouldn't go wrong. Why? I'm going to keep you in due bounds. Keep you along that line of righteous. Not too far this way, not too far that way. Straight down the middle. I thought I think about my man Michael Collier. Right down the groove. But watch this. Now, as you know, the karmic seeds, meaning actions and deeds, what you plant, are actually your impressions lodged in your unconscious mind. That's what they lay dormant until what? Something activates them, which will arise from a person's previous actions, thoughts, feelings, etc. Meaning they just waiting to be released, so to speak. They come evil spirits, all that nonsense. But now, as such as they are infallible in their what? Their effect on the life of the human being. Why? Because they sprout in a form of desires, which in turn leads to what? Negative thoughts. See where we're going with this? And these in turn, lead to more negative actions, and those negative actions lead to what? More negative impressions, etc. See where you're going with this? And that cycle feeds what? Itself. It's an ongoing cycle. Negative things beget negative actions. Negative actions beget negative results. It's not going to change. You have to. Watch this. So as long as there is ignorance in your mind as to what one's true self, aka higher nature, God, when you're ignorant of yourself, when you don't know thyself, but you believe, think, and hope and wish that you did, don't mean jack. These impressions have control over your thoughts, and the thoughts control your actions, and your destiny lies in what? If you're an unenlightened human being, you are going to be reincarnated. Why? You're going to have a heavy heart, and Ahmed going to have his way at Judgment Day. But even, watch this, Jesus, Haru, Krishna, Buddha, none of them could not escape this karmic law. No exception. Thank you, Dr. Clark. So, however, there is another role, of Ariu that what? The yogis from ancient times had discovered. What's that? Now, with the dawning of self-knowledge, the more conscious you become, the more knowledge you have of self, the less religious you become. And that's because now it's no longer a belief. It becomes a gnosis system. And the more dawning on self-knowledge, now the karmic seeds, of goodness and righteousness that you planted, which would have sprouted as what? Future thoughts and good desires, become burnt up like popcorn, and popcorn cannot sprout anymore, and yet it can be what? Eaten and enjoyed. So take the goodness, enjoy it. They say, never look a gift horse in the mouth. That means take the blessings as they come and be thankful that you're getting them. Everybody not receiving blessings. Moving on. But as ordinary human beings, it's constantly what? sowing seeds of karmic entanglement in a negative manner, while what? While a sage and a righteous person lives life like what? The popcorn. And at the end of his or her life, the last kernel is popped and what? And there are now no more karmic seeds to propel future desires and the unembodiments that would have come in the future if you hadn't changed that cycle of negative and bad action. You were going to continue to what? Reincarnate. You need to change the future by changing your actions. If these were not true, if this was not true, then there would be no escape from one's Ariu, and there would be no purpose to even practice yoga, meditation, or even a religion, etc. Why? The first thing, and I'm not hearing this from a lot of religious people, as a yogi and a spiritualist, meditation eradicates what? Your Ariu. How? Because it is like a light which is turned on in a dark room, no matter how long that room been dark, no how long you've been ignorant. Okay, once you become enlightened, the ball game changes now because you see all the ignorant stuff that you couldn't see before, stumbling and bumming around. Now you can see clearly, as Johnny Taylor would tell you. What's this? Now think of a dark room full of junk. Cut the light out in your bedroom. Okay, most people got a junky bedroom. Told you want to find out about a person, go to your bedroom. Okay, if a person got an organized bedroom, oh, they LCD. Okay, most people, that's their private sanctity. Man, you just stuff it. Maybe I'm still speaking for myself. TMI, sorry about that. Get away from there. But it's like having a room full of junk with no lights on. All right, but if the light is off, you enter there and you're stumbling and bumbling. Again, been there. But when the light is turned on, you can see your way through. Make sense? That's the concept. But now, to avoid trouble and even clean the room out, just the idea is to meditate is what you like, which shines on the unconscious mind, which now illuminates your true immortal self. You begin to know who you really are. And that's a beautiful thing. Why? Because you know that you're God. You and God are one. You're one with God, however you want to look at it. But that's a beautiful thing, no matter how you look at it. Which is what? In reality, behind the desires, the cravings, and ignorance, which is what? Blocking, your awareness of what? Your own spirit impressions of fear, limitations, mortality, hatred, pleasure, etc. All these are what? Eradicated. There you go. That's all satanic qualities. Watch this. Are eradicated. Why? Because they cannot exist in the light of your true nature. Only those things, those qualities remain in the ignorant mind with the lights out. Lights come on, all those things are gone. Okay? Stumbling and bumbling, no more of that. Why? You can see. Gave that lesson about sight before. But watch this. Now, seeing your true nature, which will what? Transcends them, all aspects and concepts. But therefore, your Ariu is now burnt up, like we did say about the popcorn. Your present embodiment continues and you exist as what? An ordinary human being. But your mind does not produce or harbor illusions, planting what? More negative karmic seeds. Okay? You live out now the rest of your life like popcorn. Okay? And do not reproduce no more kernels, no new seeds and negative seeds. And when you leave this earth, now you have nothing to hold you and you simply divest of your last drop of your Ariu, aka your physical body. When the body ceases to exist, it's going to go back to the earth. The deeds and the things that you did, you're going to be judged by them. That's the difference. The body ain't got nothing to do with it. The body ain't getting judged. You could be out of shape, sloppy, whatever. It don't make a difference. In good shape, you might get shot, get killed. So that wasn't the body's problem. But a body that's in motion stays in motion. A body that's out of motion will make out of motion shortly. So therefore, wrapping it up, I'm about to take it home. So therefore, let me finish it up right here. Therefore, enlightenment, self-knowledge, knowing God, the spirit that's in you, is above and beyond your Ariu. Why? And once you are enlightened, the life of an enlightened person, you ready for this? Continues in accordance with his or her Ariu. Now, all the good stuff that you do will negate all the bad stuff that you did going forward. Now you starting on the what? The upside, you're on the plus side now. I'm accumulating blessings. My Ariu is of good nature now, not the bad and negative one. Okay, that's the difference. Watch this. But your soul and mind are no longer affected by whatever does or does not happen thereafter. Once you become enlightened, soul just said, whatever, we don't just when it's over, let us know. Why? Because we're going home. So the soul is elated, is in bliss. And you can live out the rest of your life just living good, righteous, and virtuous life and enjoying it. Why? Because you're going to be blessed every day. Even a sage may get sick, okay, or may have financial ups and downs. Definitely got that, okay, or may experience many ordinary situations. It's like anybody else. I gotta live like everybody else. But for the rest of his or her life, due to what? Their previous Ariu. But the practice, here we go. This is the part I want you to understand. The practice of the teachings of right thinking philosophy mitigates what? The negativity of those events. And in any case, spiritual enlightenment will prevent suffering, and there is no karmic entanglements once you start living right on a daily basis. Moving in. Thus, here we go. Now, in the state of ignorance, your Ariu and its fruitification are what? Infallible, and there is no escaping. Why? Because this state is controlled by your egoistic and your ignorance. That's not a good place to be. Conversely, the yogic teachings, right thinking philosophy, which lead to what? Spiritual enlightenment, self-knowledge, are also what? Infallible, but in that they will eradicate the cause of your cosmic fruitification, in essence, your ignorance of self. Knowledge of self will take that right out the box. Just like good will take out evil. It used to. Evil doing pretty good right now. That's another story. But this is why the practice of right thinking philosophy and yoga disciplines is so important. Why? Because God's justice is not designed to produce suffering. For every single mistake made by the person, mistakes due to what? Their spiritual ignorance. You don't get your pass. Okay? You don't fix it up. Now you're on the good side. God's compassion and mercy is embodied in the law of Ariu. Why? Ariu. However, truth is more, again, powerful than ignorance, aka a lie or evil. Why? Because truth has what they call virtue of being a reality, while ignorance is just an illusion. Almost there. Thus, one instant of truth has the power, watch this, to overcome centuries of ignorance and reincarnations and sexual and physical desires, etc. So you mean tell me I can live a life longer just wilding out and just get one instant of truth and that wipes the slate clean? Let's see. It is God's mercy, not man's. Again, it is God's mercy and the love which is transmitted to what? They who otherwise have to experience it in the future. The wisdom, experience that they have, and the enlightenment through what? Daily meditation dispels what? Watch this. Daily meditation dispels millions of years of ignorance. Jesus Monetti. Just as, watch this, the perfect example, I'm taking it in, this is it. Just as light can illuminate a room for when, even if it has been dark for what? Millions of years. They went to touch tomb. Okay, not millions of years, but it's been a long time before some light was in there. But when light came on, everything in there showed itself. That's what becoming enlightened means. Now everything that's in you can actually see it. That's the third eye opening. And watch this. The light of self-knowledge is the ultimate truth. Why? Because the power and the glory which dispels the ignorance of egoism and the illusions which a person is trapped in over what? Countless reincarnations in the past. Enlightenment, self-knowledge, knowing thyself will change all of that in an instant. That's the concept, that's the lesson, that's appendix number 2. We at the back of the book, we rolling. I got appendix 3, that's a little short 1 page worth of information. Yep, we rolling. So, right thinkers, again, appreciate you tuning in. I get the comments, I appreciate you too. Let's do what we do. So in closing, may all my right thinkers live to be 100, me 100, minus a day. Because you know, all my followers and right thinkers don't pass away.